What's going on, y'all? This is Lockdown here. What I got for y'all today is a top 5 fall fishing lures. Let's go ahead and get this started. So, number 1, your spooks, your top water walking baits. Excellent for this time of the year. A lot of people say, well, a top water, oh, that's, just summer bass fishing. No, your walking baits, your moving baits, any kind of top water moving. Your bass are feeding hard, and if they see an easy meal, a top water easy meal, they're gonna go for it. But always, from what I've learned, use a white bottom, especially for this time of year. I mean, they're feeding on shad most of the time. Your pond hoppers out there. You got bluegill in the pond. Find something that's gonna match the hatch. But your white always gets it. It don't matter what the top looks like. All they're seeing is the bottom. Little poppers. I think that was this the Berkeley bullet pop. Little poppers work excellent. It's a top water. It's creating that splash, that reaction, letting that bass know, oh, there's an easy meal. He's gonna take it all day long. Number 2, square bills. This is a new square bill that I've gotten in. I haven't got a chance to use it yet, but I love the square bill. It's especially for this time of the year. They're feeding hard. They're staying up shallow. It's again with this one matching the hatch, and these bass are pushing them shad, them bluegill, all the bait fish in shallow, and just basically attacking them. So this right here, run it up against rocks, brush, whatever, and just slam it into them rocks, creating that reaction right there. And along with the rattle in them, even like your lipless, like this one, this is the Guggen Squad, this is matching the hatch, this is any kind of square bill, crankbait, anything like that you can run along, your shallow pockets, your rocks, your brush, whatever. It's creating a reaction for them bass to feed on, and they're feeding shallow this time of the year. Even another thing with square bills, if you're getting, if you're feeding up, but if you're throwing up against some rock pile, some brush pile, and this time of year, whenever you're fishing, your bite gets tough. Switch it up. Switch your pattern up. You might be fishing somewhere in a lake, especially like Tim's Ford, where, it's fished heavy all the time. Switch that pattern up. Them fish are used to seeing, something like, let's see here, something like this. Like this square bill right here, or, seeing this rattle trap right here. The rattle trap's common. Excellent product, excellent bait. Switch it up to a crawl pattern. That's something different for them bass to feed on. This is a little, medium diver, crankbait. This is, I think this one dives 5 to 8 feet. Slam it up against some rocks in a little deeper water. Change that pattern up. I'm telling you, from, my perspective, my use, it's just something that I've learned fishing over the years. Second, or third, your jerk baits. I love the jerk bait this time of the year. I'm matching that pattern with that white bottom, kind of like a sexy shad almost with a blue top. The jerk bait is an excellent bait for this time of the year. That's fast jerk movement, side to side movement, the rattling in it. You're creating a reaction strike for them bass. And that, I cannot explain to y'all enough, that is what you need. So moving on to the fourth one and the most important one. I'm telling you, if you don't have this in your tackle box, you need to run to the store and get like 5 of them. But that is your spinner bait. Your spinner bait, I love the spinner baits. Don't know why I didn't put this one number 1. It's not in any particular order of my favorite. But this one, by far, has to be my top favorite bait to use this time of the year. And what I love most about it, your bass are feeding shallow for 1. And for 2, the blades. The blades are creating a shine, creating a, kind of like a bait ball. And that's what the bass are feeding on. They're going to go for the biggest bait ball, an easy meal, and they're going to take it. And if you throw this in with that shine, your bass are going to choose your lure over anything. And I can't tell you how many fish I have caught year after year on these right here. I mean, these are excellent. This one's the white with the red, kind of like a bloody look, kind of like a an injured shad. That's an easy meal for a bass. So, like I said, if you don't have this in your tackle box and in your arsenal, I suggest you go get one now. Number 5, I'm gonna throw one extra in here. Number 5 is swim jigs, specifically white or black and blue. Go, throw a good trailer on here. This is a Strike King. It's not a real expensive one. I think this is $2.46, something like that. Two something at Walmart. Pairing it with the Strike King, rage tail, paddle tail swim bait. These right here will catch bass all day long, just like throwing this. I can pair this up with the same exact trailer, or even throw in, just a Zoom flute, just, a super flute. Throw that in, and you're going to be catching bass all day long. Between these two baits, these are probably my favorite. Now, if, your swim bait does get, a little finicky, the bass, towards the end of fall, coming into winter, the bass are getting a little finickier. Throw a little flipping jig, black and blue, white chartreuse, anything like that, kind of slow your movement down. But it's the same concept as throwing this swim jig, flipping jig. This right here is slowing your movement down, and that's what the bass, are wanting towards the end of the fall. And me personally, if I'm gonna choose any color jig for this time of year, black and blue or white. Cannot go wrong with those two. Alright, I know this is the 6th one, but, I'm going to throw this in as a, a lucky, I don't know, I guess just an extra example. But I think if I had to choose a 6th one to throw in, an extra, it's going to be a swim bait. And this right here is the Mike Buka Baby Bull Shad. This right here, throw this into a, if you see a pocket of, shad spooling, throw it into a bait ball. Just swim it right through the middle of the bait ball. Your shad is going to separate. You keep throwing this, and if a bass is watching, he's going to come up and just attack it. I love them. I love swim baits. I love throwing them. I love the action on them. I put this at number 6 because it's a common bait, but if I had to choose my top 5, it would be, my walking baits, my crankbaits, square bills, jigs, spinner baits, jerk baits, all of them. But this would be a wild card. If the bite got tough on all my other baits, Uncommon for the bite to get tough on this and your jig, but it can happen. My last resort, my wild card is going to be the swim bait. Find them bait balls. Find them shad schooling. Throw it right through and swim it on through. And you'll get bit 99% of the time. So that's got to do it for my top 5. Like the video. Don't forget to subscribe, y'all. Hit the notification bell. Y'all get updates every time I upload a video. I know I'm new to YouTube, just getting started, but I promise you, excellent content to come. And don't forget to go check out Titan Tungsten. Excellent tungsten products. No chip. Good quality tungsten weights. We're working on bringing in jigs. We have swim bait hooks. I can't say nothing wrong with them. They've never let me down. So I suggest y'all go check them out. Use my code. I'll put the link in the description. And you get, I think it's 20% off. Go check out Cast King, y'all. Cast King is they're going to be releasing their world's fastest bait caster. It's a 10-to-5-1 ratio. You can't get that nowhere else. And I'll be honest with you, man, I've been using Cast King for a very long time. I love their products. I mean, they got anything from spinning reels to line to casting reels, rods, clothing. I mean, you name it, they got it. Go check them out, y'all. I don't have a discount code with them. I'm not sponsored by them. Cast King. But again, go check them out, y'all. Logic's Baits. Go check them out. I'll put my link in the description for them. You get 15% off, and I can't say nothing wrong with them, y'all. They've treated me good. They got good jigs, good soft plastics, durable soft plastics. That's a big kicker. Nobody can find. Nobody really makes a good soft plastic that you can get 5, 6, 7, 8, catches out of without having to rip it off and put another one on. So go check out Logic Baits. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description, y'all. And y'all have a good day. Out.